Hello there guys, and before we get to the actual video, I just want to take a moment of your time to remind you that we do have an active giveaway happening on the channel. We are giving away Xbox One and Beats headphones. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Trill Era channel, who are sponsoring this giveaway for me, follow me and them on Instagram, and have this or any other of my videos shared at least on one of your social media accounts. And that's it. 3 simple steps will take you a minute to have a chance to win this wonderful Xbox and Beats headphones. Super easy to enter. All the links will be left in video description below to help you out do it quicker. And that's about it. I will be doing the draw live on this channel as soon as we reach 20,000 subscribers, so do not hesitate, hit that sub button, tell your friends, tell them to hit the sub button and follow us on Instagram, and perhaps you will be the lucky one to walk away with an Xbox One. But today's video we're going to take a look at how best to deal with that annoying biohazard path in Variant 3 Polar Opposites Chapter 2 Quest 2. And obviously, since it's biohazard, still, even with a 50% attack reduction, Omega Red is one of the best options, just because Omega Red thrives on biohazard, because if he has bleed on, his death field is active pretty much all the time. And here it's a rank 5 maxed out Omega Red without any synergies, so his damage output could be increased, but still, you don't need it, because on biohazard, Omega Red just absolutely destroys every opponent, including Korg, because you can just fight him normally. You will not receive any damage back, so you don't have to worry about watching your light attacks. You can just fight him as normal, and towards end of the fight you can throw your level 3, heal up, and it's going to be business as normal. In this video we're only going to be looking at Korg and the Thing fights, and I suppose mainly the Korg is the problem person on this lane, but it's a good thing that he is the first fight, because if you fail against him, you can just back out, start over again. You will not have lost much of your progress. So I always like when they put the trickier fights at beginning of the path rather than at end. But as we saw here, we finished with a full yellow bar. Omega Red, absolutely no issues. And another option for Biohazard, as always, is Quake. So Quake is not a tech champion, so her attack is halved, so all of the fights will last longer than they normally do, but still, you can use Quake for pretty much every single biohazard fight on this lane, including Korg, because it doesn't matter what the opponent is really for Quake. So long as you are able to evade, you have no problems dealing with anyone, and since you're not striking your opponents, Quake will make sure you do a quick work of them. Well, quick isn't really the word here, I suppose, with half damage output, but she will still win these fights. And the best bit is that, yeah, you can also use lower ranked Quakes. So if you don't have maxed out 5-star, you can come in with the 4-star. Obviously, the time you spend will increase. However, since you do not really take any block damage if you play Quake properly, it doesn't really matter that it is a 4-star. Only the fight length will increase. So yeah, Quake is definitely a great option for dealing with this and majority of other biohazard lanes wherever you see them in content. So there we go. Quake, as always, comes through and shines. The global node in this variant, though, even though it is annoying, overall I do like it, because it is kind of not excluding the rest of your roster. You can still use any kind of other class champions. They do receive 50% attack penalty, which is a big penalty, but at least you can still rely on their utilities or bring them in for synergies. So I'm definitely much more fun on these kind of implicit requirements than explicit like we had in variant 1. So I do think they are going in the right direction when it comes to providing a challenging content in these variant quests. But as you can see here, the fight is nearly over with Quake. We didn't take a single hit, only damage we lost was from suicide, so it's a fairly easy fight over there. Obviously, since this is pretty much Sentinel quest and Sentinel goes hunting, Sentinel once again is one of the better options for Korg and that Thing and pretty much anything, because he's a robot, so he's double immune. Now I did make a mistake in the beginning. I forgot that how many of those crowd excitement charges he goes unblockable, so that was my bad. However, we still will be able to deal with this Korg without much difficulty. I am also certain with a bit better gameplay, you can definitely get through this Korg with like a rank 4 or a 6-star Sentinel, or even rank 3 or maxed out 4-star Sentinel if you put on some boosts, because as we can see here, if you time our level 2s well, and those incinerates can do an absolute load of damage. One level 2 he was already halfway down, so basically we just need to make sure we get to another level 2, launch that off, and the fight will be over. So Sentinel is an absolute beast in these quests. If you do not have a 5-star, max out your 4-star, he will come in handy in this fight and many others. So as we can see here, that Korg is absolutely melting away. Now we just need to basically away this level 1, and he drops in the middle of it. So this was not a clean fight by any means, but Sentinel still dealt with it just fine. And obviously Ghost also allows Biohazard, just because you get all those extra furies and you can phase, and against Korg that means you can get an easy light attack in, which is perfect because you don't really have to deal with much of the damage back. And even if you do, we can see how hard Ghost can hit, just absurd. So yeah, Ghost is a fantastic option, but I assume if you are watching this, then you probably don't have Ghost, because if you had Ghost, you wouldn't have a problem on Biohazard path. I just wanted to mention that once again, if you don't have a 5-star Ghost, even a 4-star Ghost will do just fine. Maybe you will have to use a revive, but don't kind of forget your 4-star champions, because they're still good. They're still god tier champions. Their stats might be lower, but they can still do a lot. And now we have another Sentinel fight against the Thing, just to show that Sentinel also can deal with the Thing extremely well. One thing that I really absolutely love when it comes to this particular matchup is that Sentinel's level 1 and level 2 both are 5 hits, so you can easy kind of count the charge you're gonna have. So basically 2 combos, 1 level 2, and that's 15 charges. So it's really kind of easy to manage the Thing with Sentinel, and obviously the Thing is not incinerate immune, so you are able to deal absolutely loads of damage. Obviously, aside from Korg, this lane isn't really all that difficult, and you have Thing, and the rest of the matchups you can just use any kind of immune champions, and that's about it. The Korg is a real problem here, and that's why you definitely do need a suitable counter to him. But yeah, when it comes to the rest of the lane, you have your Visions, you have your Ultrons, you have whatever kind of other filler champions you have. You can use them, they will do just fine. Biohazard does not hurt them. Another interesting option I think people might have been blanking out on, especially if Korg is giving you trouble, might be Dormammu. Now, Dormammu is not the hardest hitter. Additionally, his attack is halved. So right here, even with Suicide Masteries on, we're not dealing all that much damage. However, Dormammu deals energy damage, which means you get no damage back from Korg's ability. And even if you do take chip damage like I will in this fight, I definitely will not fight perfect. I will mess up somewhere along the way. But this video is just to kind of demonstrate that Dormammu is able to fight Korg just like a regular normal champion. You do not have to watch for your medium attacks or whatever, because every single attack you launch is energy based, so you get no damage back and you can do this fight as normal. Obviously Dormammu is double immune, so you don't have to worry about Biohazard or Toxic Splash, and yeah, it's just kind of bringing him down. Obviously you can also power lock him when you do successfully land those debuffs. But yeah, Dormammu is far from the best option, but he is still a user-friendly option because you can manage Korg's power relatively well. Means you will not have to wait all that many of his level 1s, which can be tricky to wait. And yeah, you don't have to kind of like alter your playstyle. You can just play as normal using Dormammu, even though it's going to take a while. Likely it's going to take a revive or something, but still it's not a hard fight. If you do not have your Ghost or Big Sentinel or huge Omega Red, you still have options such as Dormammu. Also, I tested out Iron Man Infinity War, and even though while he has his armor active, he is bleed immune, and his medium attack is also energy based, therefore you do not get any damage back from Korg. I still didn't really get all that good results with him, just because I was having trouble making sure that I'm constantly under armor buff, and then eventually I would always get some bleed on myself. However, if you do not have any other options, and you do happen to have a big Iron Man Infinity War, do keep that in mind, that he can be used to chip away this Korg. I doubt you will get in a solo, unless maybe it's a rank 5 5-star. But yeah, Iron Man Infinity War is still perfectly kind of viable option against this Korg and Biohazard, so long as you can manage to stay aggressive and make sure you have those armor ups on you. But as we can see here, we're giving this Korg like a good final spur. We got him below 50%, so I don't think that's like too bad. It definitely wasn't the greatest fight, but what you can do about it. Sometimes you get what you take, basically. And yeah, so we got him to 42%. So he got most of his health down. And also another kind of cheesy option that will cost you some units is just go Hakuna Matata YOLO, use Namor, take all the damage, take all the poisons, take all the bleeds, reflect it back to Korg. And in order to play this way, you basically just need to make sure that you stay as aggressive as you possibly can up until you die, because eventually you will, whether it is from baiting their special attacks or when they get to throw their special attacks or something. But as we can see here, we are 25 hits in, so it's super quick, and that Korg is on 41% health. But that will do for today. I hope this video helped at least some of you. I'm sorry that I didn't have any kind of like better options. But yeah, that is going to be me done. Don't forget to hit that like, sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon later.